today's video is going to go for a bit longer than 3 minutes, and today's topic is the concept of if I teach it to you, you will not learn it. And it sounds like a bit of a Zen koan, but I didn't learn it from a Zen teacher. I learned it from it was first introduced to me by an indigenous tracker, a 98-year-old. Well, he was 98 when he died, but this was taught to me in a dream years after his death. Because I lived in the desert for a couple of years as a way of kind of like rehabbing myself from my ice addiction. And I had the privilege and honor of spending some time with this custodian and law holder and storyteller and plant keeper of their most revered trading item that I don't want to talk about. I don't want to name it on this platform. But he hadn't even taught his own kids how to make this particular plant medicine. And so when he died and I attended his funeral, it was sad. Like, even prior to really understanding what I understand these days, it felt like there was some really kind of powerful magic that had been lost. And then over the years, when I came back from the Amazon and I got to understand what that plant was that he was talking about, I asked, he visited me in a dream, in several dreams, but the first time I asked him to teach me how to process this particular medicine. And his response was, if I teach you, you won't learn it. And my understanding has evolved over the years, but what I've come to, and it may continue to evolve still, but where I'm at with it, or have been at with it for many years now, is that if he was just to have taught me this process, then I wouldn't have learned the meta skill of learning it directly from the source. From the landscape, from the plants, from the rocks, from the rivers and the mountains in the places from which he learnt it. And so it feels like that understanding has flavored my my journey and quest and teachings and experiences over the years as a way of resensitizing myself, like dissolving trauma so my nervous system can relax and feel more of myself in the ecosystem. And so I can hear, so I can listen, feel, and translate what these sentient beings in our ecosystem are communicating to us. And I feel like that is the role of being a custodian in today's day and age, to hold on to, like, to make sure that the wisdom isn't lost with the elders that pass, that we have access to the land, to the library of wisdom stored there. But to do that, we need to resensitize ourselves. And so I feel like that's been the theme of my kind of like work and teachings, and sometimes I've like oversensitized myself. Can share some experiences of what not to do in another video, but finding that balance point where where I'm strong physically and I have boundaries, but I can open the gate and allow myself to merge with to empathize with certain ecospheres, but then not be overwhelmed by it, to just be what I call to be whelmed by your environment. And yeah, so this was a long video, but I feel like it's an important one, to cultivate sensitivity and to learn to decipher what the landscape is communicating to us. Bye.